the stuff. So what's happening, guys? Happy Sunday. It's the day before Valentine's, the 13th of February, 2022. And what an awesome day it is. I thought I'd start this call right here in my garden. This is, some of my favorite areas in our home. In the back here, you can see this kind of like Indebele vibe that I have going there. And right at the top here, this is a whole granadella vine, and we've got a whole cabbage patch and all that stuff going on over there. So let me know, guys, if you can hear me clearly. I see my internet connection. It's saying it's a bit unstable. It might be because I'm in the garden. But if you guys can hear me clearly, just drop some number 2s in the chat. Awesome, Joanne. Thank you so much for always paying attention and being the first to answer. But awesome, guys. Happy to have you guys all on this call again. This is our second hangout. And now after the first one, I think, a lot of people who haven't started their journey with trading felt a little bit like it was a bit too advanced, right? Because we don't want these hangouts to be just time where we're learning basics. Basics can be learned over and over again. But rather, we want to come together as a community, as people who are trading the markets on a daily basis or weekly basis, and looking for opportunities to make some money in the market as well as learn, right? The whole process with trading is a lifetime journey to learn the skill sets, to become consistently profitable and grow your money over time. And there's no better place for us to have embarked on that journey than obviously this legacy company we are all with. So you all know what we are here for this evening. It's to empower our minds, to grow our personal development as well. And I always like to start the calls. Sorry, let me just make this screen small. I always like to start my calls with the legendary Bob Proctor, and someone that, who needs no introduction. We all know that just recently he passed away last week. And, I was watching this video in the week as well and found it very powerful, reinforcing message that allows us to, believe in ourselves more and believe in the abundance that is out there and that we can actually create using the power of thought and changing our paradigm so that, we can attract whatever we want. So let's start our call off, our hangout with this cool Bob Proctor video. Even take notes. Every time I hear this man speak, it's like I want to take notes. And remember, mental notes are always not as reliable as written notes. So those who write notes are the money makers as well. So let's go. Let's hit it, guys.
I know exactly why you're getting the results you're getting. And I know exactly what you have to do if you want to change those results. There is no end to what you can earn. I want you to listen to this, and I want you to look at it very carefully. The laws of compensation. The law of compensation clearly states that the amount of money you earn will always be in an exact ratio to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there is to replace you. All over the world, people are lost. They're not quite sure of how to make things happen. They're not quite...
Sorry, guys. There's some people still joining the room.
Quite sure of how to start multiplying their income. They don't even believe they can, most of them. Everywhere you go, there's a need for what we do. Then it's our ability to do it. If you have really developed your ability to do something very well, you're going to be very difficult to replace. If you're difficult to replace, your stock goes up. Now, this is all part of finding the money frequency. There's something very big in here most people miss. Your conscious, your subconscious, and your body. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. It's your educated mind. It's where your intellect is. The subconscious is your emotional mind. And the conscious mind has the ability to originate. In other words, if there's something you don't like, you can reject it and you can go ahead and originate it. The subconscious mind must accept everything you give to it. It has no ability to reject. Now, I want you to think of this. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. This is absolutely incredible that we understand this. When you get emotionally involved in an idea, your subconscious mind accepts that as real. Act like the person you want to become. I want you to think of all the nonsense that's coming to you through social media, from other people, through Netflix, podcasts. This information is flowing into your conscious mind. You have the ability to reject all of that information. But you want to know what 90-some% of the population do? They don't reject it. They leave their mind wide open because they're not thinking, and it goes directly into their subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind can't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. So all kinds of bad news goes in there and puts you in a bad vibration. Why would a person do that? They're actually programmed to do it. That's where their program is operating. Superior knowledge, inferior results, and that causes confusion and frustration. The paradigm controls us. Look here for a moment. There's the conscious mind. That's where our wants are. That is so important that you know exactly what you want. Then you want to take and impress your wants upon your subconscious mind. And when that want is impressed upon universal intelligence, it turns into a desire. Desire is the effort of the unexpressed possibility within, seeking expression without through your action. When you want something, if you keep thinking, keep getting emotionally involved, it turns into a desire. That is what's going to move this body into action. And that's what's going to cause you to get whatever it is you want. Your body is the instrument of the mind, and you're quite capable of getting anything you want. Take an honest look at where you are in your life. All these different levels of vibration are places and times in your life. And so you can see how you've got to where you are. That's the X. When you sit down to start dreaming about what you really want, you will not know how to get there. That doesn't matter. The joy of life is finding out what lies between those two X's. And as you start moving towards the upper X, ideas and thoughts and things will come to you that'll change your life forever. Now, what you're looking for is the money frequency. Albert Einstein, he said, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, it's physics. What we've got to do is get on the frequency. We've got to match the frequency. That means that you've got to get vibrating on the same frequency of the good that you desire. You literally fall in love with the idea of what you want. Match the frequency. Get on the same frequency as the good you desire. You can control the flow of the thought energy. You got to let it flow freely to and through you, improving everything with which it connects. A frequency is a level of vibration. There are an infinite number of frequencies. Every frequency is connected to the one above and the one below. This is so important we know this. This is how you can connect from one frequency to another. You just move from one to another. To move to a much higher frequency of thought, you must first consent. In other words, that means you've got to decide. And then you have to adapt to the ideas and feelings the new frequency represent. Do you remember when you changed schools? The energy was different. You had to adapt to the new frequency. Do you remember when you started in this new company? You didn't know anybody. You had to adapt to the new frequency. Adapt to the feelings, the ideas. Now keep thinking. At the suggestion of a move, your paradigm will instantly put up a huge battle, and it'll continually fight you. You must take conscious control over the paradigm, remove and replace it. The paradigm is that idea that's in your subconscious mind. It started to be built in there when you were a baby. But before that, before you were even born, it was being built at the moment of conception. So that's part of your paradigm. A paradigm is our habitual way of looking at life, our habitual way of living. Well, you've got to change the paradigm. So here you are here, and that's where you want to go. We got to understand, there is a place. The good you desire is a frequency. There's your money frequency. That's a frequency, that's the new building you want. That's the new dress you want. That's the new car you want. That's the new house you want. It's something you see in your imagination. But I'm going to tell you, there's a frequency that matches with it. You've got to get your energy in harmony with that. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. This union results in the activation and the projection of its plots, plans, conditions, and circumstance. So you've got this beautiful idea. You're studying, and you think, I'm going to get that. This is, how do you fuse with it? You act like the person you want to become. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. You become one with it. This union results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, conditions, and circumstances. The law of attraction. Everything's falling into place. You say, damn, is this ever easy? As long as you do this, it will be, because you're working in harmony with the law. So you've got to understand, as you're making this new concept, your new home, this is where you're going to live mentally.
Powerful, powerful stuff, man. You know, it's something that I think we've heard time and time again. I don't think it's the first time we've heard it, but we need to kind of, once we've set our goals, once we've established who and what we want to be in life, then we don't wait to be that person, but we rather start being that person from today. And so that means showing up as the leader you want to be, showing up as the leader you want to follow, showing up as the trader you want to be, and showing up as the trader you want to follow. And so you got to see yourself as that person first in the mind's eye. And that's when everything else can kind of unfold, you know? And so I always like to start these Sunday hangouts, you know, because Sunday is a time of, you know, gratitude, a time of preaching. And I kind of feel like I'm at the pulpit when I come out here and I start speaking to you guys, because sometimes, you know, I feel like I'm trading Forex, but I also feel like I'm in ministry. I'm sharing knowledge, I'm sharing ideas, I'm sharing a different perspective of life. And, you know, each and every one of us can add value to this community and could add value to this call, no doubt. You know, but I've just stepped up as that person who wanted to take the lead. I know there's a lot of you guys in here also are trading, who have some experience in trading. And, you know, this is why I've created this hangout. So we can actually create a community here of people who are trading and growing the skill set of trading, you know? And how cool is that? Have you ever found a community that is really, really driven around trying to help, you know, our members and our community to all get to a certain goal, obviously of financial freedom with being able to trade. And so the cool thing about this is, I mean, it's a work of love, really. And today being a very significant day, the day before Valentine's Day, and me calling this idea Forex is Bay. It's got to be a love. It's got to be a passion. So I'm always going to show up with love. I'm always going to show up with passion for what I do and for wanting to share with you guys as well how to do it. And I hope, you know, you understand psychology is a big, big part of having that success in life. And so I always like to start the calls with some mindset, with some psychology that we can prep our minds with to go forward and, attack the new week as well. So this last week, quite a bit of an unpredictable week. There was a lot of news that was happening in this past week. And so I'd love to know from everyone on this call, did you guys manage to get your MetaTraders set up and start drawing your patterns and your charts and trying to find your channels and your pennants? If you did do some homework, just drop a yes. If you had any challenges, let us know what those challenges are. Maybe we can address some of those challenges here at this Hangout right now as well. So maybe your challenge was drawing a trend line and maybe having it being shorter, or, different challenges that you might have faced on MetaTrader or any other platforms. We got a wealth of experience here. I know some of our other guys on the call also know how to use TradingView and other different platforms. Awesome. I'm loving all the yeses. Yes, 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 yes. All right. All right, awesome. So we had some significant things happen in this week. If we look at GBP, you guys would remember last week. Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna close that screen. So last week we identified this very strong channel right here on GBP, and it's still kind of obeying this channel. You can see when was this? This was Friday, and this was Thursday. Thursday price shot up aggressively to the top of this channel, and look how perfectly, guys, it rejected this channel. Look how perfectly it rejected this channel over here. So this is where we would have been, looking for a sell right around that area, right around that support. And as you can see, when we drew a line here, and you look left, nothing really significant, to tell you that that zone existed. And so that zone was obviously existent because of this trend line that we drew on last week's session. So beautiful setup. And the way it played out, it bounced off this zone here, found support again right at this area here where we had previously had our supply zone. All right, this blue area here was a supply zone. And then we saw the 6 as well come up here. I think that was last week, Sunday. So we had seen this. This is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So we looked at it around here last week. So not much really happened in this week, because we look at this, it's kind of like a sideways market, except when this news happened. There was some serious high impact news on Thursday, which shot the markets all directions on different pairs. So I'm sure you guys would have noticed, how volatile the market was. So I see everybody dropping yeses times 2 even. This is awesome. This is awesome, guys. I love it when you guys, participate, draw your own charts up. So you're kind of starting to see the market in a more professional way, because like I said, it's all about us finding higher probability trades. All right. Look, with trading, you can never be 100% correct. But you can obviously bring your probability up a lot higher by following certain rules and having a certain strategy in place. All right. And so let's look at gold. All right. And we knew on Sunday last week, gold was around this region here. We had seen this reversal candle. And it kind of looked like, gold had hit the top of this pennant over here and was rejecting this area to go down. And then obviously we had some news that came into play right over here. So we had a great rejection over here, and we had a, as you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we had a divergence show up. So price action was showing a huge confluence, a huge confirmation that right at this point, price was going to drop further. And, we were looking at around this area as a TP. But as you can see how news had affected the price and shot it really out of this channel that we had established last week. So, look how this played out, guys. Look how this played out. Almost perfectly, all right? So it was a bit of a high risk to take also the trade here. This would have been the ideal area to short the gold. But obviously, if you had not moved your stop loss into profit, then you would have been knocked out because of this news event that happened over here. So very interesting setup that has just happened. And actually what we were looking for last week has played out in the market. So we have another great week of opportunity here, guys. And I want to know from you guys what we are looking at right now, okay? What do you guys predict is going to happen with gold, all right? Because we can see it's hit this very strong resistance area over here. But I mean, look how bullish this candle is, all right? But anything could happen here. This could be a fake out and we could move back to this zone. So in your guys' opinion, I'd love to hear, what do you guys think in this next week is going to happen to gold, to ZAL? All right. Joanne, sell. Dean, sell. Ashik, sell. All right. Dwayne, retest. Sell. Yeah. All right, we're going to have to create a poll in the group again, because I loved last week that we created the analysis on gold, and we said which way was it going to go. I think 79% of you guys said it was going to be bullish and it was going to go up. So just by that Sunday night work, if we all decided that, hey, it was going to go bullish and we placed small trades on Monday morning and just left it to the end of the week, look at how much profit we would be sitting in, all right? So this is the beauty of the community. This is the beauty of us coming together, because we can all put our minds together and look at the market and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing and that's what I'm seeing. And I think it was Bahang as well, also had drawn up this chart, and he also spotted this breakout. And he had some other lines somewhere drawn, but it looked pretty correct on his phone. And so I love the idea of, us sharing the charts as well with each other on the group, because, the more eyes on the market, the better, guys. I can only look at so many pairs as well until my eyes start going crooked. And if you know anything about my personality, I'm a blue personality. I have a low attention span. I like having fun, and I don't like to work a lot. But when I work, I focus, and, I do it with love. Because obviously Forex is Bay. And my Bay right now is upstairs with the kids on Valentine's evening. And she's looking after the kids, making sure I'm able to deliver this for you guys. So, she's a big part of our process as well. If it wasn't for my Bay, Forex wouldn't be Bay, So you can have more than bays, more than one Bay, sorry, is what I wanted to say. And Forex is one of my bays, so as well as CFX. CFX is one of my bays. If it wasn't for CFX, man, we wouldn't all be here on this call this evening. So that's gold. That's what gold is looking like. This is what Euro USD was looking like after this week. I mean, there was a breakout here last week. So right over here, we had a little breakout, but nothing really significant happened with price here. It was just all up and down. And it looks like, it could have been a little fake out, and price either wants to, continue in this channel, or it's just going to bounce off of this, this zone here. But seeing that this candle closed, it actually closed this daily candle below this zone. I could see maybe Euro USD shorting a little bit more before it starts finding feet again to go up. So very, very strong short that's happening right now in Euro USD. Not too sure what's happening with this breakout. It's not so clear right now. It could be a need to kind of move this channel because that rejection was pretty significant. So we'll have to see in the new week what's going to happen. But, it could have been this as well. And we're just breaking out and retesting again. So let's keep a close eye on Euro USD. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. What happened to Bitcoin? I mean, it broke out last week. We had seen a significant break. We all said in the group as well, I think 80% of us were bullish on Bitcoin. So if on Monday morning we had just bought Bitcoin, we had a huge move over here. I mean, let's count the pips here, guys. From Monday morning, market kind of opened around here, and we moved up to this zone here. Man, oh man, that's like 50,000 points. No, 504,000 points. So that's almost like 5 to 6% that Bitcoin moved up. And so that's hundreds and hundreds of pips. You see, when you're trading cryptos, depending on who your broker is and how you have your account leveraged, a small trade of like a 0.1 or 0.10 or 0.20, if you catch a big enough move on a crypto, because of the percentage gains that cryptos have in a daily basis, the gains can be huge. The gains can be huge. So last week, I closed a very, very significant trade on Bitcoin. And that trade I'd actually been holding for like a week and a half. I entered Bitcoin buy right over here at this bottom point. I actually got in on the daily. On the daily, it was on this wick. But if you look at the chart on a 4-hour, I actually got in a bit late. It was when it came back into this zone here. So I had entered after this significant bullish candle. So once you see a reversal and a bullish engulfing candle like this, sorry, I wanted to ask you guys what candle this is, but then I gave the answer already. So this is a very significant bullish engulfing candle. I want you guys to take note of this because there's 3 candle patterns that I trade. 3 candle patterns I trade and I look for when I'm looking for reversals or trades in the market. And one of them is obviously a bullish engulfing. What does it mean to see a bullish engulfing? Let me see if I can do this. Sorry. Hide floating meeting controls. All right. So we want to look at this candle here and kind of get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Okay. So why this candle is called a bullish engulfing is because this red piece of the previous candle, okay, has been engulfed by this entire bullish candle, okay, this green candle. And obviously you can see this was a very significant zone that the price bounced off of and rejected off of, okay? And so when the price shot up and showed us a bullish engulfing, the very next candle would be our entry. We would want to enter right over here or even a little bit back. Maybe it pulled back a bit. If we were lucky, we would have got a pullback and then we could have entered. But your next best entry is the next opening of that candle. And so if you opened over here, we would have waited quite a bit of time for any significant move to happen, all right? But even this move over here, if you entered here and you held it for those, it's like 2-3 days over here, you would have been in significant profits. But you see what patience does is it allows you to re-enter again. So when I had first initially entered this BTC buy over here, I had entered with a 0.10, okay, a 0.10. That was my first entry. And then the trade went up and then it came back down to this area. And that's where around here, I had seen a rejection and entered another 0.10. And then price came up again. It broke down again. And I wish I entered another one. or I may have, because I think it was a 0.30 that was that trade. So I might have entered another 0.10 over here. And that's when this breakout happened. And right around this zone, when I saw that there were these two areas here that happened and this significant zone, that's where I took profit, which ended up, being the savior for my week, because other things hadn't worked out. I had a short on gold because I had seen rejection of this area. So I had shorted gold to go to this next level, but it broke out early. And so next week, we are looking for either longs on gold or a very short pullback, for Monday, Tuesday. I could see at most, maybe Monday, Tuesday, it's going to pull back to around here. But then I see, some bullish action that's going to happen to gold. And why? Why do I say this? Because what's actually happening in the markets right now is very significant. And tomorrow, they're going to be holding a informal kind of meeting. It was called last minute. And it's obviously to discuss, interest rates going forward. And we all knew this was going to come. We all knew it was going to come. Why? Because during COVID and coronavirus, governments around the world, and, one of the biggest, America, was just printing money, printing money, printing money. And it's something called quantitative easing. They're printing the money to hype up the Forex Lido. What is this? .io lead. I don't know. Not sure who that is. If your person's name is elite.io, it looks like a website address. I don't know if I should let that person in. But if it's your guy, just let me know in the chat. You just, is it someone you know, Faye?
Yeah. It's one of downlines. Yeah.
Elite.io.
Yeah,
okay,
Elite, yeah. He's
I'll let them in. Okay, cool.
Cool, man.
All right. Yeah, where was I? But anyway, what pairs would you guys like to look at? Let me know in the chat. What pairs are you guys? Jay, do you use dojis? Yes, Joe. Dojis. There's three kind of dojis that are out there that are great for reversals. I think what I'll do for our next call, we'll focus on reversal candlesticks. So there's the three patterns that I look at. One of them being the engulfing candles, and then the other one being the dojis. And then obviously there's, they call them like kangaroo tails or, shooting stars or these kind of, hangmans or whatever. But, I don't really care about the names. It's what's happening in the candlestick. And then maybe next week we can focus on some reversal candlesticks that we look at in the market that help us make decisions. And then how to actually, once we spot the candlestick, what is the next step when entering the trade? What are the rules when entering the trade? I really think what we should do is also focus down on risk management and how to calculate your risk per trade, because sometimes you don't know, you just guess. And it's just like, I'll just put 0.5 on this, but then you do it on Euro GBP. And Euro GBP is different to Euro USD, but in terms of leverage, and certain pairs. So it's very important to kind of understand how different pairs are leveraged and how big a size you want to put in the market on that position. So I think we'll get deeper into that. But what I want you guys to really focus on, in our first month, is getting used to drawing up the charts, okay? And finding the long-term kind of direction of the market. Super important, because this will keep you from making, too many mistakes in the market. So are there any pairs that you guys would like to look at? Just let me know in the chat if there's any pairs you would like to look at. I know some of you guys like to trade indices as well. So yeah, why not? Let's look at the DAX. This is one of my favorites. I used to love the DAX. So let's put the Forex is Bay template on there. Wow. Okay. Look what we see here, guys. Let's just hide this. Look what we see here, guys. So if we were following DAX very closely, this is on an hour chart. Okay. This is on an H4. Okay. This is on a daily. Whoa. This is dope. This is dope right here. So can you guys see where the areas of confluence showed up? Can you guys see this very significant area here? We had number one. Who can tell me? Tell me why there are three different confluences here. I'd love to know in the chat, like, who can spot what confluences do we have in this very significant area here? Dwayne, Joe. So do you guys see that, you know, when I brought the chart up, it was a naked chart first, okay? And then all I did was put my template on and my analysis is done. My analysis is done for the day or for the night. The only other thing I need to look at is what's happening on a higher, very higher time frame. So let's take a look at this. Let's look at it on a daily time frame. Okay. We can put a little trend line here. All right. But, you know, I don't see anything here even that's depicts a channel. There's a bit of a channel here, but you can see clearly that what it's actually printing here is a harmonic pattern. So what you could do here, I just want to show you guys what I'm seeing in an image. Whoa, sorry. Hey, sorry, this is not drawn right. So what I want you guys to see, let me just try this again. Shapes. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to insert another one. All right, that's kind of the gist of it. I just need to do this neater. But what this represents, guys, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of harmonic patterns. If you have, just drop a yes in the chat. Just drop a yes in the chat. So harmonic patterns are patterns that happen in the Forex markets that are kind of, you know, you could call them M's or W's, but there's different kinds of patterns that form in the harmonic pattern sphere. There's butterflies, there's sharks, there's bullish, and there's bearish patterns. So this one that we're looking at right now looks like a very bullish pattern. And so what's going to happen here, you know, I predict is, you know, market's going to go back up again. And it might just range in this zone here for a while because market does look very kind of sideways. You know, let's look at it here on a weekly. Sorry, my computer's working a bit slow here. Let's look at it on a weekly. All right. So when it comes to a pair like this, I mean, it's very difficult to short this kind of pair because you're always going against a beast, you know, so you can short it for a short while, but long term here, you can see this thing has been just going and going and going. You know, but it's a very interesting time because now we've come to the area where we kind of have this quantitative easing. You know, we could have had a trend line break or, you know, very significant area here. But price is rejected 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And so a lot of people are, you know, they're going to be shorting here. They're going to be shorting here and getting trapped in this, and then it's going to start shooting again all the way up, you know, the German DAX. But obviously we need to look for some significant information also in the news. So, but this is what I would recommend for you guys who are still new to trading and learning to trade and just trying to get a hang of it. You know, what you want to do is maybe look for opportunities on the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts, right? 5-minute and 15-minute charts, because this is where you'll be able to, you know, spot some really cool entries in the market, especially if you know what's happening, you know, on the 1 hour. We always call the 1 hour the power hour chart. And so we're going to look at the 1 hour to distinguish, you know, where it's going to go for the next day or the next couple of hours. And so using these time frames, depending on your strategy and your style of trading, is going to help you. But as a new trader, it's always very nice to start as a scalper. All right. And I just want to hear in the chat who kind of agrees with that, you know, who kind of enjoys. What happened? Am I still on here? Shit. I don't think I'm on Zoom no more.
We can still hear you though.
Oh, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All is good.
All right. No, I can't see the Zoom, the details to run the Zoom. Let me just try and escape. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, Joe. Good looking. Thanks, Faye. Good looking. So yes, what I was saying is if you guys are, you know, new to trading or you haven't been trading very long, you know, scalping allows you to kind of learn. Scalping allows you to learn the price action and how to enter and exit trades. Okay, so you got to have a little bit of time when you're doing scalping, because you got to be in front of the computer. Maybe it's your hour that you dedicate in the day to trade. All right, but that hour will teach you a lot about how the markets react and how price action reacts. Okay, so even on a 5-minute chart, it's very easy to trade because you see this very high pin that got thrown up into the sky here on this candle, and it rejected this zone that we had, very significant zone. And so once you see 1, 2 candles come right down below here, you can say, you know, confidently that that has broken that zone. And you can just, you know, short that right over here. So, sorry, let me just mute you guys. Okay, cool. Cool. So are there any pairs that you guys want me to take a look at? I'm very well new to all this, but willing to learn. Okay, Anwar, what's happening, brother? I agree, enjoy scalping. Yeah, I know you like scalping. Ashik, yeah. You're on, Jay. Okay, cool. Cool. So yes, for you guys who are new to this, you probably, you know, you're coming to this hangout and wondering what's going on here. What are they even looking at? You know, well, we've created a 7-week course that you can go through that teaches you everything to get to this point where you can have your chart set up and you can set up certain indicators and tools and open it up all on your computer and your phone. And so what we are doing here in the Hangouts is really looking for opportunities within the week that we can also trade together. And so, you know, now we're looking at this German DAX, which is the German indices. And, you know, it looks like a strong buy is actually coming up over here, you know. Man, look where the price is right now. Look where the price is on the hour chart. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful zone that we are in. So a very significant opportunity we've actually found here together. I wouldn't have looked at the DAX this week if it wasn't for you guys. So, you know, well done. You guys are even making me better. You guys are making the entire community better. And we're finding opportunities together. So, you know, this is the kind of exercise I want you guys to also do on your own time at night. You know, even after this call, spend 30 minutes or an hour going through the market and taking a look at it. And, you know, if you guys would like this template, you know, because this is just a template that I throw on every chart, it allows me to instantly have my analysis done. And so let's look, if we looked at indices, let's take a look at US tech. All right, we just took a look at NASDAQ, DAX. DAX is the German index. And right now we're gonna look at US tech, okay? And boom, look at that significant short. Significant short, look at that. And how perfectly did our 369 Mafia system spot that, right? That's on the hour chart. 9 told us to sell. 6 told us to buy. You see, sometimes when I give you guys a buy, it can be based on this analysis, but look what happened here. This buy did go up, but it did come down as well. And so on a move like this on US tech, it can feel like a significant move if you are not leveraged, right? If you've just risked too much money for your account. This simple move over here, from here to here, right? Look at that. It's 9,000 points. That's like 900 pips or so, because US tech is different. So on an hour, you know, we might find this is a setup. We had rejection over here. Price confirmed that it went up. You took an entry, but then price dropped down where we might have entered. But you see what patience does in the market. Patience is a virtue, my friends. What happened right over here is price crossed, then did cross this area and continued to rally for, you know, a few thousand pips, okay? So sometimes in the market, patience is a virtue, but you got to kind of know what you're looking at. Okay, so I wanna give you guys this whole template. So when you just put your template on, boom, it's giving you the areas in the market that are already set. This is your supply and demand. Okay, so what are we looking at here on US tech? Okay, so US tech is NASDAQ. It's NASDAQ. It's all the tech companies in the United States. It's Facebook, it's Apple, it's all our tech companies, okay? So significant drop from this area over here. And we already spotted that this whole move was gonna happen a long time ago. We spotted it here on the 31st of January to around, it looked like it here, it was about the 2nd of Feb. All right, so that whole move played out from the 31st of Jan to the 2nd of Feb. We had that divergence show up in the market on a 1-hour chart. And from that point, when we had that divergence, we had a massive engulfing candle. So remember, what are the things I'm looking for in the market, okay? Confluence that I'm looking for. Number 1, engulfing candle. Number 2, significant level of support or resistance. Okay, that's confluence number 2. Confluence number 3 is 369 Mafia strategy. This picks up reversal candles. And so this looks like a doji right over here. Joanne, there's your doji. 369 Mafia. So one, we have divergence. So we have this over here. The price is going up over here, and we have on the RSI, if you're looking at the RSI or the awesome oscillator, the price is showing downward momentum on the oscillator, but upward momentum on the price. Okay, just to clear up divergence for you guys to understand it. Divergence is when you see the price making higher highs, but the oscillator, it can be a RSI, it can be an awesome oscillator, it can be a MACD. Any oscillator, if that oscillator is making lower lows and the price is making higher highs, well, then you've spotted a very significant thing called divergence. Okay, so Joanne, let me unmute you.
Thanks, Jay. I actually wrote that down for today. I wanted to ask you, the
Yes.
MACD and the RSI, are they similar? Can I use any of those?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So MACD, RSI, awesome oscillator, they all kind of work on the same calculations, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just visually showing it to you differently.
Yeah, because the MACD I see on my MetaTrader doesn't really show me that nicely other than on TradingView. So I was
Yes,
wondering if I can use other ones.
yes, yes, yes. So
Okay,
this
cool.
one that I'm using here is actually a paid indicator, and it just picks it up for you automatically. So
Nice.
yeah, when you put it on the chart, it just draws it up and it finds those zones. So I'll share this with you guys as well, and it might help you. But it's good to also do the practice manually to know what you see, what you're looking for. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay.
All right. Pleasure, Joe. So you can see, guys, when we're trading, we always look for confluence. Remember, what does confluence mean? It means it's a set of clues that is telling us the next direction, the the word just lost me. But the anticipation is what I wanted to say. Anticipation of the next move of the market. So very important when we see these engulfing candles, that is a very significant area where we can enter. The very next candle after this engulfing candle closes. And remember, by the way, this is an hour candle. So it takes a whole hour for this to happen. And then on that next hour, you can enter either on a slight pullback or on that opening of that candle. So even if you opened here, you would have had a bit of drawdown, yes, but then price moved down significantly. And you see, sometimes price ranges, guys, and it took a few hours. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. And then we had this huge gap. So this was overnight. So the market closed here. And then the next day it opened up with this huge gap. And then price continued to drop down. All right. So when you see these engulfing candles, then it's very important for you to recognize those as zones where the price is going to change. So let's look again. Here's another engulfing candle, guys. Take a look at this right here. This candle here, the green engulfs this entire candle over here. And if you entered right at the next candle's opening, well, you had a great trade. Okay. Then again, we had an engulfing candle, a bearish engulfing candle. So that's sell. If you entered over here, you would have sucked up some drawdown. Okay. If you try to enter right on it. That's why it's always good to go back to a shorter time frame to actually see what had happened and transpired. And here you can see that's that move we were looking at on the hour. So it was a bit of a tricky move because price pulled back quite significantly, almost back to touch this zone here. Okay. And that would have been the ideal, this right over here, ideal entry for it because we had a significant bearish candle, very strong pullback right back to the zone. And if you entered a sell over here, wow, you would have eaten tons of pips on this drop on US tech right now. I mean, this year could have, this is what creates millionaires here. It moves like this. 86,000 points. So it's like almost 8,600 pips 8,600 pips from this point to this point. And if you had $1 per pip, you know, that's $8,600 that you made on a very small leverage trade. Magnificent. So this is the strategy, guys. This is the strategy that I use. You know, I look for things on higher time frames. It's just a little bit easier. Look at that. Okay, look at that. This is the daily, and this is the weekly. All indicators are lining up that that's where the sell is. So sometimes with trading, guys, we've got to be a little bit patient and let the trade play out, you know, because the trades are there. Sometimes we just got to let them play out. So look at the early warning sign we actually got here of a bullish rally. Very early warning sign. We had a divergence over here, a huge bullish candle after a bearish candle. So this is what we call the train tracks. You can see big bearish and then big bullish train tracks. They almost look the same. That means that the sellers were coming in very significantly. And then obviously the bulls came in just as strong and overtook them. All right. But obviously here he didn't engulf this candle, and that's why it pulled back like this. But there was quite a pump here. And then right over here, we have a doji. And this doji then confirmed that we're going to have bullish action. Okay. But first, before that doji, you know, after that doji, sorry, played out, then we still had this drawdown if you had entered at this point. You see, so sometimes the market, you can't predict what the market's going to do. You have to just trade what you see. All right. Always trade what you see. And so always, guys, I always like to emphasize risk management, man. This is the reason why people don't stay around the Forex market, because they over leverage themselves. You can't over leverage yourselves on one trade. And so depending on the size of your account, you should be able to take at least 5 trades, you know, and be able to hold those trades if you have proper risk management. There can be 5 different trades, but they all have to be leveraged right. All right. So let's see what else should we look at, okay, guys? It's almost 8. We almost on the hour. Yes, yes, Joe. I know this is your strategy as well. I mean, this is what, you know, most of the mentors or people who know how to trade as well actually trade. We don't need fancy indicators. All we really need is to know price action and where our area of support and resistance are. You know, things like this doji thing that picks up dojis for me is just like extra things that I've added onto my strategy as confluence. But they're not necessary to trade, you know, and even this divergence is not necessary. But for me, I like to find a few different confluences to give me a higher probability of that trade working out. And so I found, you know, especially when I got involved in CFX and this journey of automated trading, it allowed me to step back from trading so aggressively and trading so much, because sometimes over trading causes more losses in the entire month's history of trades. And so now when I look at my, you know, my monthly history of trades, it's not as many trades as it used to be, but, you know, the trades are significant, more significant, the profits on the closing of the trades. But look, sometimes I also take losses and sometimes stop losses get hit, but that's the whole idea of risk management and not risking more than 1 to 5% on your trade. 1 to 5% on your trade. So that means if you have $1,000 account, you're not risking more than, what is it, up to $50 on any given trade. So $10 to $50. Rather cut the loss short and live to trade another 20 times than die because of one trade that went bad. You know, it's the reality of Forex trading. Some you win, some you lose. You call our losers is like our business expenses, right? Rent. What else? What other expenses do we have in Forex? These are our running expenses of the business. It's taking losses. And then the losses are our lessons that we learn from to not continue making those losses. So before we end the call, let's look at one other pair. Any pair that you guys want me to, what is the paid indicator's name? There's quite a few that I have here. I don't know exactly the indicators' names, but the one that I have for the divergence is PAFX indicator. It's about like $70 or something. DXY, USD, JPY. Okay, let's look at those. I hope that I have DXY here. Some brokers don't have it. So I'm on the CM trading terminal right now. DXY, I don't think they have DXY. I'm gonna look at USD JPY. Template. Forex is Bay. So eventually I'm gonna give you guys these templates and then you're just gonna plug them into your chart. And then that's it, all right? So already here, we can see on the 1 hour, on the USD JPY, our analysis, automatic analysis, picked up this very significant area here on the 1 hour. We can look at it on a daily and we have a beautiful double top over here. And so you see how we picked up this divergence. Price was actually supposed to drop at this point, but it dropped and it found support over here at this area on USD JPY. So the dollar got a bit stronger again at this point. But we are picking up these divergences time and time again. Yeah, I mean, we have two very strong bearish divergences that haven't actually played out yet. And now we have a very significant double top. This you could either call an M pattern, an M, all right? So this M will move the market significantly down from this point. And if it's a double top, also very significant. So lovely, lovely choice of chart there to look at, Dean. USD JPY. You know, and tomorrow's news is going to be very significant for the US dollar. So we're in a very, very unique time that we're living in right now because of what just happened with Corona and the after effects. Remember, the market, sometimes the market only reacts to things months and years later. And so with this whole quantitative easing that's been going on and them just printing dollars and printing dollars and printing dollars, you know, there's a strong chance that the dollar is going to weaken over the next couple of months and this year. And so there's a high probability that this USD JPY is going to drop and gold is going to go up. So I want you guys to understand that in the market, there are certain pairs that correlate. It's called pair correlation. I want you guys to write this down. This is something that I learned that was a real nugget. It kept me out of bad trades time and time again. Okay. There's correlations in the market that, this is just the last lesson I want to give you guys today. But, you know, we never have enough time. You know, 1 hour is a nice amount of time to hang out. But, you know, we'll start implementing other calls in the week as well, where, you know, some of us who are masterminding this thing can get together and look at what's actually going on. But there's a couple of pairs that correlate, and I for sure know that USD, JPY, and ZAO are one of them. So if I'm in a short ZAO and then I want to short USD, JPY, I know there's something wrong. Because you never want to do that, you know. So sometimes it can happen easily that if you didn't know about that correlation, then you would have been on the wrong side of both trades. This is the wrong thing here. This is a whole article. Let me just go to images real quick. Okay, understanding
currency correlations. Okay, so Euro, USD, and GBP, currency pairs that move together. Okay, Euro, USD, and GBP USD, obviously. Euro USD and New Zealand USD, USD CHF, and USD JPY. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a breakthrough. When you find a short on USD JPY, knowing this information over here, well, then you could also just short USD CHF. All right? Australia USD and Euro USD. Can you guys see this? Okay, so it's another strategy you can add to the mix of things. And maybe if you just want to, learn how to, double up on some of your profits that you're trading in the market, it's by simply understanding this correlation. Okay, so Euro USD and USD CHF, these pairs that don't move together. So if Euro USD is shorting, is going down, then that means USD CHF is going up. Okay, so let's actually test that theory. Let's test that theory. Let's open up Euro USD. Okay, and this is on the weekly chart. Well, let's open it up on a 1 hour chart. Okay, or a 4 hour. Okay, Euro USD. So you can kind of see there was a big spike that happened. Okay, so we're looking at Euro USD and USD CHF. So let's take a look at USD CHF. We're on a 4 hour here. We're on a 4 hour here. Euro USD. Okay, so you see that, guys. Right now here, Euro USD is going down. USD CHF is going up. All right. In this area over here, it went up. There was a big spike here and a big drop over here. Okay, the drop wasn't as significant as the spike that happened on Euro USD. Okay. So this is pretty cool to know as well, the correlation, because it allows you to play two pairs together. And so I always look at, when I'm trying to place a trade, this little currency strength monitor, which can tell you at that specific time in the market, what is the strongest currency and what is the weakest currency. Depending on what session you are, you can always bet them against each other. So you look for New Zealand CHF and you sell it. You sell New Zealand, you're buying CHF. And this is an easy way to make some, simple profits in the day as well. Just following the trend surfing. Okay. So awesome, guys. I'm going to look at the market a little bit more, find a couple other opportunities. I'd love for you guys to do the same. Just look at your charts, mark up a few things, couple cryptos, different indices, different currencies, and we can post them on the group, man. Don't feel shy to post it up. Even if you feel there's something wrong with it, we could say, hey, maybe do something like this, do something like that. And I mean, even Joanne has picked up a lot of knowledge in the market, and she's also been really helping the community to, draw their charts right and understand also certain regions. So let's come together on this. Let's, post our chart work, because the only way you're going to get better at Forex, guys, is doing chart work, is looking at the markets, is seeing what's going on, and identifying. It kind of becomes like a memory bank of images and things that have happened in the past, clues that you can start easily spotting, and then, really just trading along with those opportunities. So, I mean, look, even we could look at crypto coins. So right over here, we have Shiba. I know some of you guys are trading that as well, and you probably like to know what's going on with that coin. But here we go. I mean, we put on the Forex's Bay template, and immediately we have some technical analysis done for us. It's done for you, technical analysis. Right over here, I think we actually spotted something very significant right now by us putting Shiba. This is Shiba USDT on a 1 hour chart. man, it looks like this thing is ready to go up, is ready to explode as well. All right. And so it looks like even Bitcoin has, a huge breakout here. We've obviously reached some heavy resistance here. It might pull back all the way back to this zone even. Very unpredictable. Bitcoin might pull all the way back again to 35, this support over here, and then decide to go up. But let's see what happens this week. Maybe it surprises us and bounces off this gap area from last week and continues its bullish trend. But awesome, guys. Once again, absolutely amazing hanging out with you guys. Hope you found value on this call. Let me read what you guys are saying over here. I'm looking XRP for this week ahead. Okay, Baha. I'm going to look at XRP as well, and I'll put some analysis together. I always compare BTC and gold. Yes, Ranisha, absolutely. BTC and gold, they kind of move together. They definitely correlate. So I'm also finding that confluence that's happening there. And that's kind of proof that BTC is here to stay, guys. BTC is digital gold. That's what they're calling it. And now that it's like almost correlating to gold, I've also noticed that, this is something that's happening. So yes, I always compare. I'm looking for XRP. Thank you for the nuggets, Jay. Blessed week ahead, everyone. Catch pips, not feelings. Awesome. Will Forex Bay template be shared in the Telegram group? So, how we work our community here is, we love participation. And so, yes, I could just freely share this to everyone and they can all have access to it. But I don't want it to be like that. I wanted to give it to the people who are participating and showing that they've done their parts. And so everybody last week who participated in the homework assignments, posted their charts and their work, whether it was wrong or right, I don't care. You guys are participating in the journey. So you guys can expect the entire template, a surprise gift for Valentine's Day in your Telegram boxes. So look out for that tomorrow. Everybody who qualified for last week's homework will be getting the entire template and all the indicators that I've just showed you here today, that you can just pop on your chart and boom, your analysis is done. And for those who haven't qualified yet, let's get to this week's homework. Same assignment as last week, guys. Put your charts together, draw some patterns, draw some channels, draw some pennants. If you don't know what these things I'm talking about are, go to YouTube, go to Google. You just saw me discover in front of your guys' eyes correlating pairs by Googling it. I didn't know them off by heart, but when I do want to know that information, Google is your friend. YouTube is your friend. The education doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop with what I teach you, with what the academy teaches you, with what you've learned in other courses. Every day we are developing our skills and can learn from different teachers, mentors in the game. And so I'm just here to help you on that journey as well and give you what knowledge I do have, so that you can cultivate and build your own trading strategy. All right. So with that being said, much love and respect, guys. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. Enjoy your Valentine's evening. God bless you all. Light some candles, smoke some doobies, take a drink. Fairchild Piri, look after the family. You must, when your dogs are barking, just mute your mic for us. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love and respect, guys. There will be a recording, so I'll drop that recording as soon as it's done. You can always refer back to these recordings. I'm going to make them part of the playlist of the 7-week program as well. So you can always just find those recordings there. But much love and respect, guys. Later on in this week, I think what we should do is share some screens. So if anyone would like to do that, we could share your guys' screen and you could show us, a couple of charts that you have marked up and what we're looking at, so we can add some more teachers to our community. So awesome, guys. God bless. Have a great evening. And we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
See you.